Mistake with the Alpha Chapter 69. Jalen's point of view. But that's not true, I snapped. Well, none has the explanation for why you fainted. Since it never happened before, they needed someone to blame, and Sam seemed to be in the best position to receive it, my mother said. I didn't say a single word to what she said. I love my people, but this is not making me happy. How will they just judge someone based on what just happened? Sam's not the only one suffering, even though her parents are. None will associate with them. They have to go to another pack to get their things because none in the city will sell to them, she explained further. I had already stopped eating. Now I bowed my head, not knowing what to do. What am I going to do? I wasn't asking anyone in particular, but I was loud enough for my parents to hear me. Just accept your mate back, and that will go a long way for them to stop thinking you are bewitched, she said. But I'm still angry with her. I frowned. You can forgive her later, she said softly. Her eyes were pleading with me. Now my mother seems confused. I don't know if she's doing this for Allison or for Sam and her parents, but then I have no choice but to accept Allison back. Fine, I said bluntly. I'd already lost my appetite, so I stood up. Where to? My father asked. I'm off to see someone, I said, and then walked out. Now I am more balanced. I answered those that greeted me as they passed by me. I was heading to Sally's office, and none was with me. I knocked at Sally's door. She then quickly opened the door. I knew she would have sensed my presence. Alpha, you should have sent for me, she rushed out quickly, bowing. No, I needed some discreet place so I could speak with you, I said to her. She stepped aside and let me in. I then went to sit on her chair while she took her seat in front of me. The physician told me something strange today. She looked at me with so much concentration. I then related what the physician told me to her. I was looking at her expression, but as Sally is, she looked very calm. What do you have to say about that? I asked. I placed my elbows on the table, then supported my jaw with my hands. I was looking at her directly. Well, Alpha, I know gemmas are protectors of the Luna, but sometimes they can also heal, she replied. I know that, but what's so bothersome is that isn't their power supposed to be activated after a Luna is crowned? Sally shook her head. If the Alpha's mate is in danger and the gemma is close, the gemma's power can be forced to activate. Her explanation was more debatable. But my mate Allison is not in danger. It's Sam that's in danger. How come he is healing her? I asked. I just want to get to the root of all these. I have my suspicions, but I don't have concrete evidence. I don't want to make a mistake after years of waiting. Well, Alpha, I don't know what to say to that, but one thing I know is that you are different from us, and your difference can make a lot of things not to be our way, she replied. I hate to hear that I'm different. That's the reason my life is so complicated. What will I do if I'm different? That's not a very concrete reason to give. Concerning that, I said blankly. Sally just kept quiet since she didn't want to argue with me. I'm thinking of what could have happened. The look on Sally's face became a little distressed. I know Sally loves me and would be concerned about anything that happens to me. I'm thinking that I have two mates. I let out my thoughts. Yes, this has been what is on my mind for a while now. Two mates? Sally widens her eyes. Yes. I'm thinking Sam is my vampire mate. Sally shook her head. Alpha, there's nothing like two mates. It has never happened before, she said softly. You've always said I'm different. There's no further explanation to what is happening to me. How can I possibly love two women with the whole of my heart? Huh? Sally didn't say a thing for some seconds. But Alpha, can you accommodate those two females? They are always at each other's necks, she asked. I shook my head. That's because they don't know I can have two mates, and moreover it's Allison that is picking on Sam. Sam is very peaceful. I know, but what about we calm down about this two mates thing? We should be sure about it before concluding, she advised politely. I'm not rushing, Sally. I'm only telling you my thoughts, since you are the only one I can talk to for now, I said with a distant look. Sally nodded. I want to activate my vampire prowess. I dumped another bombshell on her. She looked at me sharply. Alpha, she called. That's the only solution to my problem. Since I was a child, and it had been discovered that I'm a vampire hybrid, my parents had made sure not to let my vampire power show. They made Kira give a wristband that caged the powers. It was only once that I tried to use my powers, and that was when I carried Sam to my house. But now I feel like that would be the only thing that would help me. Alpha, that's a very dangerous thing to do, she said weakly. In history, werewolves and vampires are sworn enemies. They've never agreed with each other, so having both powers in me is said to be dangerous. My wolf will never agree with combining his wolf strength and vampire power. Kira has warned me severally not to try to remove the wristband given to me. While I've used my vampire speed before, Sally gave me an RU for a real look. I didn't have to remove my wristband, I added. But Alpha, you have to be very careful, she said with a very worried look. I will. There's sure a reason I have the combination of those two. I want to know it, I said. Sally nodded. I'll help you in any way I can, Alpha. I stood up and gave her a smile. I didn't know how to start training myself, but I know that I can do it. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications to stay up to date with new videos uploaded. Also check out our next video in the series.